Welcome to MMA Mayhem. My name's Jose Olmeda.
My name is Rene Olmeda.
I don't have a middle name. My name is Romeo Luna.
Well, he does have a middle name. Some people like to call him Romeo Casanova.
Yeah, that's also known as a nickname.
But
Welcome
guys,
to MMA Mayhem.
That's right. And as you can tell, it already is mayhem. And speaking of mayhem, guys, I think that's exactly what we're going to see at UFC 183, Silva versus Diaz.
A lot of people are already talking about it, you know, with the comeback of both of them. Diaz saying that he quit and he's coming back. I figured he was going to come back anyway, and what better way to come back against, like, the Spider Silva? I mean, that right there is just someone's wet dream.
Well, it's one of the biggest paychecks that's going to be, you know, within MMA history. I don't think it's going to be the biggest fight. If this could have been the biggest fight 3 years ago. 3 years ago. 3 years ago.
You're right. It could have been bigger. It could have been bigger. It's still a very big fight, though.
It could have been a title fight.
It could.
But Diaz decided to leave the industry. He's been out of the octagon for a year, but yet I still say it's going to be a great fight regardless because I'm a huge Nick Diaz fan.
I'm a big Nick Diaz fan too, and I think a lot of people are fans of him because for the same reason. The guy comes to fight. You know, I don't think there's anybody else who fights as much as he does in the octagon, and you know, as he fights outside of the octagon. Okay, I mean, this guy gets in. You know, I mean, he grew up fighting. You know, on the streets of, I think it was where he lived in California. So I mean, the guy's just been, you know, he's a fighter, a guy who the UFC knows will bring it to Silva, and Silva will bring it to him. And when they're not bringing it to each other, they're going to be talking smack because they both love to do that.
Yeah, honestly, I wish it was Silva, like when he didn't like snap his you know, that incident. You know what I mean? Like,
well, like Romeo said, I mean, if it was 3 years ago, it would have been a bigger fight. But you know, either way, guys, you got it. Nobody can deny that this is going to be an exciting fight. Keyword exciting. You put these two guys in the octagon together.
It's fireworks.
Fireworks,
it's
man.
mayhem.
It's mayhem. That's why I said this is MMA Mayhem, and this is exactly it's great that this is the first card we're going to be talking about because this fight card with this headliner, it fits the name perfectly. Let's go ahead and go down the line because the main card is going to be consisted of 5 fights. As we know, of course, the main event, which everybody's looking forward to, but in the main card, the very first fight should be Jordan Main versus Thiago Alves.
Back in the day, I used to be a huge Thiago Alves fan. I followed most of his fights, watching him with you most of the time. But he's been out for quite some time. He's going to have as much, you know, ring rust as Nick Diaz is.
He has been out for a long time, and he's very injury prone. Finally back.
But I personally think he's going to be great. I don't know who this Main.
Jordan, let's just call him Jordan.
This is Jordan.
Main. Well, it's spelled like vein, so maybe Main.
But in this one, I'm gonna take Alves. You know, I've been an Alves fan. He's a great fighter. Yes, he's injury prone, but I mean, I know him better than I know the other fighters, so I'm gonna take Alves.
And you know, that stuff happens sometimes, guys. Because man, let me tell you something. And this isn't for another topic, but the UFC puts on so many fight cards that, for me anyway, as a fan, I don't know all the fighters because you don't get to watch all the fights. And for me, you know, there's a lot of preliminary bouts that are put on Spike or even sometimes on the website that you don't see any of these fighters until they get to the main card. But this guy is on the main card for a reason, though. So this guy had to be doing something
because everybody's
right.
got injured.
And he's fighting Thiago Alves. And I mean, you know, I'm kind of like you, man. I don't know anything about Jordan. I'm gonna have to go with Thiago Alves because we've seen him fight. He fought GSP for the title at UFC 100. Did pretty good. A lot of people thought he might actually win that fight, but he didn't. Either way, he got a title shot against one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in the world. I'm going to go with Thiago Alves. Second round TKO.
I'm going to have to go, it's a new year, you know, and I'm going to have to go with Jordan Main, and I'm going to go, that's going to be on the second round, and unfortunately it's going to be stopped by the referee because he's going to be bleeding too much. Thiago Alves. So
well, okay, so we're all going for Alves. We're all Alves fans.
Me, I like him, but still.
So,
I thought it changed.
Are you going for him or are you picking Jordan?
I'm picking
Jordan.
Oh, no,
sorry. Oh, you're picking Jordan
Main. Yeah,
you're
yeah.
picking
Oh,
Jordan
okay.
Main.
You didn't even know how to pronounce his name, and you picked Main.
I'm sure someone out there knew who I was talking about.
Yeah, his sparring partners. That's it. That's the only people that know this guy. Everybody knows Alves. I mean, like he said, he fought top tier guys, and here comes Jordan Main. wanting to go toe to toe with a gentleman that's been in there with the Bulldog. So I say Alves first round, either TKO behind the ear, little knockout going on there, or he's gonna just choke him out first round, just to teach his little main guy what's going on in the UFC.
Maine has made it to the main card.
There you
By
go.
the way, guys,
True.
this is, I mean, it's spelled
And
different,
there's
but
a reason why. We're
he's
gonna
on
find
the
out
main
that
card.
day.
We're
Last year-
gonna find out how you pronounce his name too.
So
Just watch
many
the fucking UFC.
no names made it to the main card last year because it was injury prone season. It was 2014 injuries are us. I mean, anybody can make it to the main card now in the UFC. There is a fight every week, so go ahead and keep your Jordan, and we'll keep what we know is real, is an actual fighter that actually wins fights.
Okay.
But Romeo, Jordan Mean is in the fight not because somebody else got hurt. He's in the fight because he's done very good and he got to the main card. I was just saying, Thiago.
I'm gonna check it out in a couple minutes to see how many injuries are in that weight class.
And if
okay?
you guys have your own opinions too, go ahead and jot them down in the comments down below.
But it looks like there's a split decision, guys, here because not all of us agree. I mean, Romeo and I think Thiago Alves is going to win. Either way,
Is he
I
ranked?
said second round. He said second round too, but he said submission or TKO. I said TKO.
I want to say he's ranked. He's in
Rene
the main
picks
card.
Rene.
He has to be. I
Not
mean,
all.
everyone's ranked if you're going to be, especially if you're going to be in the main card. He's not like an undercard or anything.
No, this is the main card. Probably
Yeah,
the first.
it's-
Probably
he has
going to
to
be
be
the first
right.
fight on the whole.
I
you know,
guess maybe, hopefully, sure. We'll see what happens.
Next up,
move
guys,
on.
let's move on to the very next fight. I mean, you see, we like to take our time on every single fight. We don't discriminate here. The next fight will be Talis Ladies versus Tim the Barbarian Bosch.
Oh, already lying to it. I thought it was a lady.
Sounds like a lady, but this guy's a guy, and he fights in the men's division. Really good fight. This is, I think, at 185, which is middleweight division. And Ladies has came back, and he started. His striking's a lot better. He's been looking good. He always has very good submissions. I think he has the edge on submissions against Tim Bosch. Tim Bosch is a barbarian. He's a beast, though, man. This guy's strong. Do you remember when he threw around?
So wait, you're saying he's welter? This is
No,
welter.
this is middleweight.
This is middleweight.
This is at 185.
Isn't 185 isn't light heavy, isn't it?
No, 185 is middleweight. Light heavyweight's 205.
205. Okay. Wasn't Tim Bosch a little bit heavier?
Yes, he was. Well, he was in that weight division. He came down.
Oh, okay.
And he's been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Knocked out Yushin Okami. And ever since then, he's been kind of having an up and down career. Lost against Mark Munoz by decision, but he kept on getting taken down. He's a tough dude, basically. He's got a lot of power. He can knock out anybody. He can throw them around really strong.
I don't like this at all. I don't like this one bit. Bosch is good where he was at. Heavier, bigger, stronger. To lose weight, come down to try to a different weight class. It's not that easy anymore. It's not. It's those fighters are there in the weight class for a reason. And I think they should stick to where they're at. If anything, maybe you should go a little bit heavier, you get a little bit stronger. You might lose a little bit of speed, but you still have a better opportunity than from coming at a higher weight class down to less in weight. I mean, he's not used to it. I've never seen him in a lower weight class that I remember.
What do you see?
And Ladies just stayed at 185.
I'm gonna go with Ladies just because I've seen him one or two of his fight, but Tim Bosch coming down in weight, I don't think it's gonna work for him. I don't think he's gonna be too comfortable.
That's
in the
always danger
octagon.
for anyone.
And none of you guys remember Talis Ladies, but this is the guy who fought Anderson Silva in one of his matches. And, he was one of those guys who had when Silva didn't have those performances that everybody was expecting to watch and
He used to.
that loved about Anderson Silva. It was one of those performances that didn't live up to the hype because this other guy kept on trying to take it to the ground. He would even just drop to the floor, try to get he tried baiting Silva into his guard so he can work on his jiu-jitsu. But like I said, the guy's worked on his striking. It's better. He's not going to be stronger in this fight. I picked Tim Bosch by either knockout in the second round or decision.
Well, this is the MMA world, and I'm glad he's actually changing it up because he did that. Finally, I'm going to definitely go in his favor. And as for the round,
Who's that, Rene? Who are you going for?
Well,
Who was that? I wasn't sure.
You just said you were for Silva.
yeah, I sure did. I was hoping you were going to.
You want some of this?
No, I want to know who you're going for.
I don't want any of that. Yeah, I'm going to go for, what is it? I can't even...
Bosch?
Yes.
Tim Bosch.
Let's go for him.
Okay, so I completely
Barbarian.
go against both of you guys on this decision, and I really think he's going to struggle once he feels that Ladies is going to start taking him down, double leg locks, pulling him. He's going to feel very uncomfortable on the bottom, very uncomfortable. If he's lighter, if he's the same weight class as Ladies, then the only thing he has going for him is his striking. Stand up, I mean, I've seen him crawl around a little bit, but nothing like the weight class he's in right now. So he's going to be out of his league, and he's going to be either stoppage in the third or tapped out in second. So
all right. Another split decision. So you're going for late, right?
Late.
The third fight on the card, we got Joe Lozon against Al Iaquinta. Now this fight should be really good. This is one of those fights you want. You
Really
don't want to
excited for
go
this
and
fight.
go get anything to eat. You don't want to get something to drink. Get somebody else to get that for
There
you
you go. I was gonna
because
suggest that right
this
there.
is a fight that you do not want to miss, guys. Joe Lozon is never in a boring fight. He comes to bring it. He's got the striking. He's got the submission. So no matter where this fight is, he can end it at any time, by the way, because the guy's super quick too. Al Iaquinta, though, I think he's got more power. He's got good strikes. His submissions are not as, in my opinion, are not as good as Joe Lozon. And I like Lozon, man. I got to go with Lozon, even though Al Iaquinta, man, he's got that chance, that KO power. He's got that knockout, possibility. He might catch Joe Lozon, but I picked Joe Lozon by submission in the first round.
Wow, okay. I was going to say probably the second round, and I was going to go with Joe, but I was going to say maybe before the round's even over. Maybe like within the last seconds. You can do that. Pull it off.
Iaquinta. Huge Joe Lozon fan. Been following him. He's gonna have some scar tissue after that last fight he had. It looked like another eye socket, and because of that, and because of Iaquinta's power, I think it's gonna more likely to come down to TKO. I'm gonna take the underdog in this one. I'm sorry for the Lozon fans. I'm a pretty big one. Not to you, the other ones. Sorry. But yes, I'm gonna take Iaquinta in the second with a TKO.
All right, and that's a very big possibility, by the way.
little ground and
Like I
pound.
said, this guy's got power.
Well, Lozon's lanky. He's gonna reach. He's gonna have to reach out there, throw those little skinny arms, and Iaquinta's gonna come out with a good uppercut or a cross to the with those those huge, humongous ears.
Big ass ears, yeah.
But they're targets.
You might hear it
They're
coming though. With
the
the
XM radio. It's like a satellite.
yeah.
and I'm a big fan of Joe Lozon too. But you know what?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
This
It's gonna be
fight,
great.
this fight
Yeah.
reminds me of when Joe Lozon fought Melvin Gillard. I mean, because Melvin Gillard's got that power too, and that's why I picked Joe Lozon, because I think that Joe Lozon's gonna, he's gonna be beating him to the jab. He's gonna be quicker. He's gonna catch him with something quick because he's done that before. He did it against Joe Stevenson as well, and then later on, I mean, he's gonna go to his favorite technique, which is rear naked choke. I see that in the second round.
Don't you think he studied the film by now? We all know Lozon's plans to take him down, to hug him and kiss him, whisper in his ear sweet nothings. Iaquinta's gonna be looking for that. He's gonna sprawl. He's gonna take him to the cage. He's gonna put his back against the metal, and he's gonna take him to the house. He's gonna give him inside knees. He's gonna jab. He's gonna take him around the block.
I think he's gonna get him with an uppercut, right? Of some sort. 'Cause you didn't mention uppercut.
I feel there's gonna be. I think
he's
he's the type that's gonna hit on the break.
Okay.
So look for an uppercut on the break.
And if they're not, if this guy's not saying sweet nothings into his ear, then you can rest assured that my wife Jennifer will be doing the commentary, and she will be talking for both of them, where they'll be saying a lot of sweet nothings into each other's ears.
Well, how powerful can Lozon?
She loves to do that.
How powerful is Lozon's punches, anyways? I mean, like I said, I'm a big fan, but
well, it's his quickness that gets him. It's his quickness, because he's done it. He's dropped Melvin Gillard. He dropped Joe Stevenson. Remember he also knocked out what's his name, Jens Pulver in his debut of the UFC. But I mean, it's been a while.
Jens Pulver 70.
Oh yeah, well, Jens Pulver's definitely. I mean, unfortunately, he is over the hill. I mean, he hasn't been.
Where is he now?
Doing so good. Lately.
Where is he now, people?
But he was one of the first lightweight champions. He actually was the first lightweight.
Don't bring up Hall of Famers. We got fighters now.
All right. Well, just want to say some of those facts out there, But we got also Tyrone Woodley. This is in the welterweight division versus Kevin Gastelum. Now, guys, Tyrone Woodley is the guy who has been, was compared to Josh Koscheck when he first came from Strikeforce. Had a lot of hype behind him. Fought Josh Koscheck because he was known more of a wrestler. Started gaining some very good striking technique, a lot of power. He ended up beating Josh Koscheck, I think last year, knocked him out. And he's always a dangerous fighter. Beat Carlos Condit via, injury, of course. Carlos Condit messed up his knee, so they stopped the fight. I don't know if people would, consider that too much of a, wonderful win or impressive win. But he got the win regardless, and the guy's been doing really good. So he's got that wrestling base, a lot of power. Kevin Gastelum is one of the Ultimate Fighter winners. Beat Uriah Hall when everybody else thought Uriah Hall was going to win. So what do you think about this, guys? Because Kevin Gastelum's last fight, he submitted Joe Ellenberger. And, of course, Joe Ellenberger made the mistake of taking it to the ground, and after that, that's when he got submitted by rear naked choke. But still, what do you guys think about this fight? I mean, this is a very important fight for both of them, I think, because they're talking about whoever wins this fight will be either number 2 or number 1 for a title shot.
Well, it's important for both of them, that's for sure. I mean, whatever happens between the two of them, it's either going to make them or break them. You know, and I mean, you let your guard down, and in that last match, you said that Kevin was in. And when you let your guard down, he went down, and he actually got submitted. So that was kind of like on, you know, his favor, but also his mistake. I'm interested to see who was going to come out on top. But I'm going to go for Tyler though, because I mean, Kevin, I heard
Tyrone.
Tyrone Woodley.
Exactly.
Tyrone Woodley, and I'm going to see what happens if we'll all see whether I was right about that too.
Okay, well, my opinion probably won't matter to anybody else out there, but I saw the preview to UFC 183, and I saw these guys on the preview. That's it. I know nothing of these two guys. This should be an undercard. This shouldn't be the co-main event. Who are these guys? Strikeforce? How old is Strikeforce? 17 years? How long ago did they get bought out? Don't know these guys. They used a better card in UFC 182 and Sweden, and now they're trying to bring up two, Woody and Gasly. Whoever the better fighter is, I think that's who's going to win. I'm sorry, but I'm just not a... I'm probably going to get some popcorn during this fight for the Nick Diaz and Anderson Silva fight.
I'm going to tell you right now, Romeo, actually, I don't think it'd be that great of an idea to get some popcorn, because this fight is going to be exciting. And I'll tell you why, man, because Tyrone Woodley has the potential to take it to the ground by takedown.
I'm not questioning you. I know you.
And then Kevin Gastelum's got some excellent jiu-jitsu, so this is going to be an exciting fight for sure. You do not want to miss this.
They're on the card for a reason. Very understandable. Haven't seen either one of them. I think I've seen Woodley at one fight maybe like 2 years ago. Maybe an undercard, if I remember. If I wasn't hanging out with you guys too much and drinking enough Wonder Juice. But I'm sorry, I'm just not excited for this fight. I think they could have used one of the fights on this past UFC card to get set up on this one. I mean, how many top name or ranked fighters did we see this past UFC?
No, of course, this one that just passed yesterday and on Fox with Anthony Johnson, fighting.
No offense to Woodley and
there was a lot of better fights. Yeah, there was a really exciting fight on that card.
I'm sorry, I'm just not excited for this fight. I hope they make me a believer. I'm gonna watch it.
Or do you hope that they disappoint you?
No, I really hope they disappoint me because this
it's like those fights where you see on the replay, you're gonna be like, oh damn, what happened?
No, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
The replay, you're gonna be like, oh wow, man.
I'm talking out of my butt. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good fight, but I personally am not looking forward to it because I don't know who these two guys are. So.
But I'm just wondering, since you did see the countdown video, from watching the video on both of those guys, who do you pick?
Woodley.
Woodley. Okay. I picked Woodley too, as a matter of fact. I think he's going to knock him out or TKO in the first round.
I say second round, early second. I think he's going to soften him up, try to see what his reach is, and then after that, he's just going to go in for the kill in the second round.
Very possible. Well, guys, that leads us to the main event. Man, and this fight, and I quote me on this because I've said it a lot of times, man. And I hate when I'm wrong, but it's happened because when Anderson Silva was, man, on a crazy, just tearing everybody up, crazy winning streak and knocking people out. I would tell people like, hey man, watch this Anderson Silva fight, or you got to watch this guy. I think one time I told one of my friends, it'll change your life, because I felt like he was just such an awesome fighter. I mean, some people call him the best pound-for-pound fighter that's ever lived
in the world.
And yeah, we're not talking about Bruce Lee. We're talking about somebody who actually, an
actual fighter.
Yeah, and Bruce Lee, I mean, don't get me wrong, he had some skills and everything, great fighter, but this guy, exactly, he's an actual fighter. He fights people, in a cage, and man, when you can do that and be as impressive as he has, I mean, that's incredible. But, and I've said that before, guys, I've said that before, with Silva fights, and where I've seen that it didn't live up to the hype was when he was fighting somebody else that did not interact with him. He wasn't going at him. Like the Thales Leites, who's going to be on this fight. Like, what was that guy's name? The Brazilian he fought, Damian Maia. Butt scooted, tried getting him to get into his guard, just laid on his back, made the fight boring, because Silva kept on taunting him. He was like, come at me, man, come at me. He was
this is the comeback fight. He's not going to be that Silva. He was bored. It was like he thought he was on top of the world, which he was. Everybody was on top of the world. He was the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. We're not talking about the States. We're not talking about Japan. We're not talking about USSR. We're talking about the world. This is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He could have fought anybody and messed him up. He was a champion for what? How long? 5 years? 6 years?
I just know he defended the title 10 times.
How bored will you get if you're holding that piece of gold for that long and nobody can step up to the plate and take it from you? You're gonna get bored.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean, a lot of people wanted him to just, if you can take someone out, take him out. You know what I mean?
no, but they don't want to see that. They want to see Anderson Silva dance around the cage. They want to see him do his little shimmies and he wants to taunt and like.
But I mean, Dana White got after him for all that stuff after a while, right?
Yeah, you see, but this is what I was going to say, guys, is that
doesn't matter.
When he did that before,
get a little slap in the hand. You're still going to get the paycheck.
He's still going to get the paycheck, and people are going to want to see him fight, man. If he left the UFC, I mean, he'd make any other MMA company legit or very popular because everybody wants to see Anderson Silva fight. But what I was going to say, guys, I just want to bring up this point real quick, is that when he's done, when I told those people to watch this fight because, you know, Silva was just an amazing fighter, he always brings it. These other guys who didn't bring it, it made it a stalemate. You know, like it wasn't a great fight because of that. However, guys, his opponent on Saturday night at UFC 183 is a guy who brings it. So, I mean, I could almost be 100% guaranteed. I could even say, like, man, if this fight is not the most explosive, not the most entertaining fight, or one of the most entertaining fights, then I'll never watch MMA again because I'm that confident that these two guys are the perfect match for each other to complement each other's styles and bring it, man.
Just started this damn show. You're going to really stop doing that stuff?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, yes.
but as you said about Silva taunting and he was on top of the world, like eventually that led to his losing his belt and all that stuff.
He gave up his belt. He wanted to lose the belt. He wanted to lose the hype. He didn't want the camera in his face 24/7 anymore.
I honestly do not believe that, dude.
You think Weidman,
because he went back to fighting like within that time. He wanted a rematch. He's like, oh, I want time with my family, this and that. Dude, you let your guard down. You got too comfortable. You started doing that whole taunting, and you got checked.
He wanted to get knocked. He didn't want to get knocked out, but he's wanted to lose the belt. Not like that. Not like this. But.
If I was I would lose like by losing, not by like I'm gonna wait till he hits me. And then when I get hit, I'm gonna be like, that's not how I want to lose. But I'm glad it happened. Yeah. Now I can spend time. But now I'm gonna go in the fight as soon as I can.
But see, the thing is, right before he lost his belt, he said, "If I lose my belt, I am not gonna ask for a rematch." Guess what he did? 24 hours later, you know what? He actually said this during the interview. If you all remember, he said this during the interview after the Weidman fight. He said, "I will not ask for a rematch." Yeah, his manhood came up, the swelling of the juices and his testicular fortitude came up and went to his mind. He's like, holy crap, what did I just do? I lost my title that I held for 6 years, that I defended for 6 years. I had a 10 fight winning streak. I lost it to this guy named Weidman. I don't even know who the heck he is. He's only had 8 fights in the UFC and only 2 of them I've seen. I don't know who this guy is. I want my rematch. I'm Anderson the Spider Silva. I want my belt back. And that's when he came in, and then we saw the real Anderson, but unfortunately he broke his title. Like, he broke it into, gosh knows what, it looked like a boomerang.
Two pieces, yeah. Broken in half, man. That's the 10-second mark, guys. Man, so we only have 10 seconds to just, throw punches. Just go at it, go for the kill. So, man, guys, do not miss this card because this is seriously one of the best, best main events you'll ever see.
And then he's going to get a title fight afterwards.
I'm definitely going for Diaz. I'm hoping for Diaz. Man, that'd be great.
I'm going for Diaz too. And you know what? I know that I know Silva. A lot of people are saying he's gonna knock out Diaz and he's gonna finish him. I'm gonna beg to differ, man, because like we were talking about this. You said he was probably wanting to stop. He was getting. The thing is though, guys, he used all that taunting stuff he used to do. He would do it and it was very effective. He did it on Weidman, but he's 39. He's 39 now. I mean, I think
age is just a number.
Well, we'll see about that. But I'm gonna go for Diaz, and I'm gonna say 3rd round TKO. I'm going for him too. I want him to win.
I want it to be. It's gonna be 3 rounds, right? No matter what.
It's gonna be 5 rounds actually.
5 rounds. Okay, I want to see the whole 5 rounds just to see like just a badass fight and enjoy it. But realistically, I'm gonna go for
another 10-second. Mark, this is the second round.
I'm gonna go for maybe a 3rd round, and I'm gonna go for Diaz knockout.
5 rounds, decision. Diaz, very bloody fight against the ropes. Like they're just gonna throw punches. It's gonna be a great fight. I'm gonna love watching the whole 5 rounds of this. Who wants to take it to the ground? I'm not gonna want to take it to the ground. If I was Anderson Silva or Diaz, I want to punch the other guy in the face really hard.
And that's exactly what's gonna happen, guys. I'm telling you. But who do you pick though, Romeo?
Diaz.
Do you pick Diaz?
Decision.
5 rounds, decision. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, guys.
You heard from us. Now we want to hear from you. Go ahead, leave comments and your suggestions on what you think about what we said, and also what you think about the card.
Yeah, who do you pick? Who are you going for, and who do you think's going to win?
What do you think about our great green background?
It's not always the same.
Well, with your likes and subscribe, we can make this one green screen bigger.
Yes, we can make it a lot bigger.
My name is Rene Olmeda.
My name is Jose Olmeda.
My name is Romeo.
And this is MMA
Mayhem.
There you go. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
See you next time.